Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So we're here today. Oh no, dog's here too. It's chaos. Anyways, we're here today because it is Thursday, which means it is Booklist Thursday. Booklist Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday, typically, with some sort of book, thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So last week was the first time in years that I missed Booklist Thursday. My week completely got away from me. It was a busy week. Kind of all of the pre-Christmas stuff and activities were going on, and I lost track of time and all of a sudden realized it was Thursday and I hadn't even filmed a video. Like, that's how behind I was. Usually I film multiple days prior. So it just happened. And so I was talking to Sarah and trying to figure out when I was going to be able to film and upload and edit and all that fun stuff. And she had a great idea to, not worry about it because it's not the end of the world. So I didn't. So I apologize for anybody out there that was looking for a video. I did do a community post. If you happen to see that, sometimes it's not as visible as sometimes a video would be. I had a number of people reach out just to see if everything was okay. And I so appreciate that. You warm my heart that was missed. But we're back today. We're way better prepared this week. I am way more organized. It's all going to be good. And even on top of having a cold. So, oh well, 'tis the season, right? So speaking of the season, I have a stack of Christmas books that I want to talk to you about today. If you're looking for that last minute, want to get in the Christmassy mood, I love how the holidays kind of fall this year. I feel like we have some extra free time because it's, Christmas is on a Monday. So I'm like, I got a couple days where it's not craziness and maybe I'll have time to read. And I hope that you do too. So here are my suggestions if you're looking for a good Christmas book to pick up. I was wondering when she was going to do that. Anyways, first one, Mr. Dickens and His Carol by Samantha Silva. This is Samantha's take on what she thinks Charles Dickens was going through before he wrote A Christmas Carol. I thought it was sweet. I liked all of the nuances and where his quote-unquote inspiration came from for writing A Christmas Carol. It takes you back in time. So if you're a historical fiction lover looking for a good book that's Christmassy, Mr. Dickens and His Carol is definitely one to pick up. And let's just talk about this cover. It's just gorgeous. I wonder how the hardback is. Oh, it does have, it's a Flatiron book, so I love that they do that stamp. But anyways, highly suggest. If you're looking for a fun little take on, I'm laughing even thinking about this book because it made me chuckle. This is The 12 Topsy-Turvy Very Messy Days of Christmas by James Patterson and Tad Safran. So the Sullivan house at Christmas comes alive. On the first day, a small beaked and feathered face pokes between tree branches. Second day, 2 white doves burst from a gift box and fly around the kitchen. Third day, 3 hens peck inside the garden that's been locked for 5 years. The ways of Christmas have always been mysterious. One family has 12 days to discover the true meaning of the season. And so it follows the 12 days of Christmas and kind of how they deal with a number of things showing up unannounced. It's a funny family Christmassy tale. I loved it. I loved all of these. Next one I have to talk about is The 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayless. If you're looking for that romance Christmassy book, this would be it. Very Hallmarkish. We have our main character, Kate, who is kind of ready to just give up on the season, give up on her relationships. She's found fulfillment in her career, but is kind of looking for that person to spend her life with. And so her best friend ends up signing her up for a dating agency that promises to help singles find love before the holidays. 23 days until Christmas, 12 dates with 12 different men. The odds might be in her favor. So some of the dates are disastrous, some of them are sweet. It goes through each of those dates that she goes on and kind of her reaction and what happens. and they couple, or they pair up the date. It has some sort of theme to it. It's really, really cute. I loved it. We have Christina Lauren in Holidays. This one is, it reads a little younger. I don't think it's YA, but it just kind of reads a little younger for me. So it's one Christmas wish, two brothers, and a lifetime of hope are on the line. So we have Maylin Jones, and she's living with her parents, hates her going nowhere job, and has made a romantic error of epic proportions. But perhaps worst of all, this is the last Christmas that they're going to their favorite place. So these two families always come together around the Christmas time. I want to say it was like a cabin. Oh yeah. And I think they can go skiing and stuff. It's like a kind of little getaway for the entire thing. She throws out this plea to the universe, please show me what will make me happy. And all of a sudden she's put in this kind of like Groundhog Day loop, where she keeps coming back to this specific moment in time where she kind of throws out this wish to the universe until she gets it right. So again, cute, easy read. Christina Lauren, they can do no wrong in my eyes, personally. All right. Then another one. These are kind of in order of how much I like them, so if that helps at all. The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. Love this book. This is kind of a retelling on A Christmas Carol. We have Holly Chase was visited 5 years ago. She was visited by 3 ghosts who showed her how selfish and spoiled and kind of a brat that she was. They tried to convince her to change her ways, but she didn't. And then she died. And now she's stuck working for this top secret company called Project Scrooge. She's the latest Ghost of Christmas Past, and Holly's afterlife is basically spent trying to help others find the error of their ways, and change their lives. So it was so fun. I really like this book. Then we have a little bit of a different take on a Christmas book. So Catherine Stedman's The Family Game is more of a thriller mystery, but the time period is between Thanksgiving and New Year's, and so it is very Christmas related. I don't know if it would necessarily be shelved as a Christmas book, but the timeline is there. So we have Harriet is newly engaged to Edward, and Edward comes from a very successful family, and Harriet has yet to meet his family, and so they kind of go home for the holidays where she meets this family and participates in some very unusual family traditions throughout the holidays. And it's crazy and it's fantastic and I loved it. So if for my mystery thriller lovers, this for sure. And then the one that I can't stop thinking about, and I actually wish I had time to reread it this year, but I found a couple new Christmas books, which you'll hear about in my wrap up. But The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. This was the book of the month's Christmas book last Christmas, right? No, from 2021. Wow. I read it last Christmas. So we have Chef Charlie Goodwin. Gets hit in the head on the LA set of her reality baking show. She loses her critical ability to taste and smell. And her job is to be a chef and she can't taste or smell. So she's trying to hold it together, and she ends up going back to her hometown in the mountains, where her family is running a bakery, and she meets up with her identical twin Cass, who is having some relationship issues of her own. So Charlie and Cass, with only days left to Christmas, do something they haven't done since they were kids. They switch places because Cass still has her smell and taste. So she's going to go be on this reality cooking show, and Charlie's going to stay behind and run the family bakery. And I know that there's a part with, they have like famous sourdough starter, and there's a whole scene with the sourdough starter. But so they switch places. Again, very much a Hallmarky movie, which there is a Hallmark movie. I think it's called like Switch for Christmas or something. I actually just watched it last night. It has Candace Cameron Bure in it. It's super cute. Very similar vibes. But it's a quick read. It's funny. There's definitely some crazy stuff that happens because they switch places. It is fairly bigger font, bigger margins. You should be able to get through this pretty quickly. It's a good, easy read. So those are my definitely more than 5 Christmassy books that I highly suggest to you to pick up to kind of get you in the mood for the season, even though we're coming right up to, you know, the final days before the celebration. But if you're anything like me, we're celebrating for weeks on end. So it's a fantastic time of year. So if you have any great holiday themed books that you want to suggest, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.